Okay. How are you guys doing? Hope you're doing great. Back here in the studio after another trip through Tennessee. And I really uh, appreciate all the views and comments on the last video. That's been phenomenal so far. I thought I'd preface this one with saying thank you for all the likes, subscribes, and comments. And yeah, that's been awesome. I just decided to start making videos again for YouTube and decided they're probably going to be bad and that's just going to have to be okay. I'm trying to get back into the swing of making videos and doing content for you guys and also giving myself a little bit of lesson on how to get back into talking to the camera, talking to myself basically is what it feels like when you're here all alone. But anyway, I wanted to really touch base with really sort of what's going on in my personal journey with photography. I've been doing this for 18 years, and I guess I think it'd be great to go back and sort of give an origin story of where all this came from. As you can tell, this YouTube channel actually has been around a long time. I think I started this channel in 2009 or 2010, something like that. And it was really for fun. It still is. It's just for fun. None of this is monetized or anything. Maybe one of these days. That would be cool. But I really wanted to do it as a way to sort of have a record of going back and looking at things. I went through my Casey Neistat phase, I guess, that we all eventually go through. And looking back at that, when I did daily vlogs for over 2 months while simultaneously shooting weddings and everything else that was going on, I'm looking back at that time now going, how in the world did I have the time and the energy and the brain capacity to do all of that? I don't know. Maybe I've just gotten a little older and a little slower. So, but I digress. Let's have an origin story, shall we? All right. The origin of Huff Photo. So I've told this story 100 times, 1,000 times, and it never gets old telling it because I actually enjoy kind of reliving the memory of it. I actually started photography. It was around 2004 when my wife actually handed me the camera for the first time. All right. So my oldest son, who's 27 years old at this time, was in kindergarten, and she wanted to sell prints of her photographs at a PTA function to raise money for my son's class. I knew how to edit and print the photos at home, so I did that for her. She took the photographs, right? That was year one. Year two, coming into 2005, 2006, I think, she hands me the camera because so many volunteers for the event, when we came back the following year, were sick, and she had to help out with other things. So she hands me the Sony Mavica and tells me, you know, you've got to take these photographs. I don't have time. I've got to do other things. I had no idea what to do. And so she said, just point the box, push the button, and you'll be fine. Those were my first official instructions as a photographer, were point the box and push the button, and you'll be fine. So that really has stuck with me for, 14, 15 years, whatever. I don't even know anymore. I've lost track. Longer than that. I mean, so yeah, we're looking at 18 years that I've been doing this. So that year I photographed like 200 kids. And at the end of which I was sitting there going, I think we need a better camera. And so came back the following year with the Sony CyberShot. You know, we went from 1.3 to 3.1. Came back the following year with DSLR. Came back the following year with lights, backdrop, and it just spiraled out of control from there. So now every time that there's a big hole in our bank account and a new camera on my desk, I just simply look at my wife and say, I am the monster that you created. Sorry. But funny thing is, you know, if she hadn't had that happen, if she had not handed me that camera, I look back at the past 18 years and wonder what in the world would I have been doing. Um, and I don't know. I really can't imagine myself now doing anything else. I told someone the other day, I'm a photographer because I refuse to be anything else. But at the same time, I also don't know what else I am or could be. So, therefore, I am a photographer. It's been an incredible 18 years. I hope I can do it another 18. 50 years old now. I can do this again. I'm still do this while I'm 68. If not, hopefully I can teach it because I very much enjoy teaching others the art of photography. But going back to that, the art of photography, then once my wife had handed me the camera, okay, I'm taking photos and I'm showing her photos, right? Now, the technicals came kind of easy to me. I understood the shutter and the f-stop and the ISO, I thought, pretty easily. But in taking these technically proficient photos, they were horribly, horribly bad as far as the artistic. Like, there's no composition, there's no color, they're just pictures of nothing. But out of the thousands of photographs I would show her, she would like 5 of them. So I would go back and try to figure out, why did she like these 5? Now, number one, I think I referenced this in the other video, having someone that can tell you, that doesn't mind telling you when something's bad and something's good, is priceless. Having someone that can tell you something's bad and here's what you can do to make it good is just so insanely important. And so she was all those things because she's an artist. She was, she knows how to paint and she can draw and she can do all these things that I just can't. I have to paint and draw with light. I can't do it with anything else. So that's kind of the origin story of where Huff Photo came from. After that, the name Huff Photo, of course, my last name is Huff, and then Photo, smashed them together. HUFFOTO, Huff Photo. It was a joke, really, when my mom was taking pictures and she was playing with the camera. She had started with a Canon DSLR and Canon point and shoot and was just really playing with the idea of doing photos of flower arrangements and things that she created. My mom was also an artist. And so the camera became a way for her to document things, and then it became a way for her of documenting the family. And when family gatherings would happen, when people would visit, when she would travel. Really funny story about her traveling. But, the camera became pretty important to her. And so I just told her one day, I was like, Huff, the photos, Huff Photography, Huff Photo, Huff Photo. I was like, that's funny. I was like, if I ever start a studio, I'm going to call it Huff Photo. And we laughed about it. And it was a joke, and I think that was in 2002. And, I have learned in my years to be very careful about what I joke about and how I joke around because you never know when something's not going to be a joke anymore. I joked around with an engagement couple about photographing their wedding, and the next thing you know, a week and a half later, I'm in Jamaica photographing a wedding. Yeah, that was the thing. I have to be very careful about what I joke around about. That one really taught me my lesson. But that was a good lesson. That ended up working out really well. Going back, the origin of all this was 2002, 2004, 2005. By 2009, I was photographing for newspapers. I did journalism photography for 10 years. And in that time, my wife and I both started shooting weddings together. We shot weddings for about 12 years. We were shooting about 23 weddings a year at that time. Fast forward to 2017, photography pretty much started to vanish for us. How things are going to go in the future, I mean, who knows? AI is a thing. That's a whole nother video. Anyway, this is pretty much just the origin of how everything started. And where it's going, I don't know. It changes all the time. I've gone from wedding photographer to cosplay to doing fashion work now, which I absolutely love, and getting back into travel now since COVID's pretty much livable situation, I guess you'd say, is the best way I know how to put it. So anyway, going to start making more of these videos, going to start posting more regularly. Hope you guys enjoy them. Leave me comments, like and subscribe, and follow the channel. If you have questions, drop them in. I'll try to get to everybody. And thanks so much. I'll see you on the next one.